yeah, from there, I just never let go. Like kept learning more and more and more and more and more and doing it.
So now let's dig into what we've always been talking about. What we've been talking about thus far in terms of the resistance of all of this, you know, going into the aspect of this fitness life, you're not taking it seriously. You're going into the workout aspect, the physical aspect, not necessarily the nutritional yet, but as you're finding your way into that, how now has that, how did your life start to change in regards to that? Mentally, physically, in terms of the people around you? I know we talked about that. How has now you taking on this fitness lifestyle or this fitness journey, how has your environment, the friends, the circles you have around you, how has all that adapted to your journey and your seriousness about it? Has it been an easy ride? Has there been people who have, you know, I know we've talked about this, but have there been people who has pushed you or in some sense encouraged you? Do you still feel that encouragement now? Or is it the exact opposite? Or have you experienced the exact opposite in which people are now trying to tear down this journey? Can you go into that a little bit?
So starting the journey, I would say it felt and still does kind of feel, it's a lonely road. It's a very lonely road, at least from my experience. It's kind of hard to find people who take this to heart like this, who really take fitness serious and who want to live that type of lifestyle. So as far as friends and stuff, I had to really start reassessing my friendships. Not that I'm going to cut them off, but I had to think twice about a lot of things. Let's say like going out clubbing, just eating whatever all the time, doing this, doing that. I had to start really putting myself first and going, okay, if I really want to take fitness serious, I'm going to have to make some sacrifices and some changes. And I'm also going to have to let my friends or whoever know this is what I'm doing. And I can't just be doing whatever now because I have a purpose. I have something that I'm trying to accomplish and get done. So that could be a lonely road because people, they'll hear you, but they're not really registering. Like they're not going to understand. So I have lost friends along the way.
Wow.
I don't have anybody who really understands like that. I have to think ahead a lot. Like when I was going to drill, I had to prepare. I had to bring my own food for breakfast. You know, I expected to eat out and have fun a little bit, but like I said, that lifestyle comes with preparing ahead, thinking ahead, already knowing how you're going to deal with situations because I already know what to expect out of other people. And I'm never wrong. Like I already know. So yeah, it's been hard, not for me, but in the sense of wanting to be social with others. I feel like it kind of isolated me.
What made you get so serious into the nutritional aspect of it?
Yeah, I used to have really, really bad like skin issues.
Wow. Stop lying.
I put that on my soul.
Stop lying. No,
I swear. I used to have really bad skin, just my whole face. And I think it was a mixture of a lot of things like stress, you know. I didn't know if it was diet. I don't know, but I was so frustrated. I was like, what is going on? Like, why is this happening to my skin? It was horrible. And like, I used to have really bad eczema and stuff. And that was really what started. I started going on YouTube. Wow. And then the more I dug in YouTube trying to find like what was wrong with me, I came across people saying that it could be internal. And I was like, oh, could it be what I eat? It may not have been. Like it differs from people to people.
Yeah.
But for me, I was like, it wouldn't hurt to try this and see that's gonna help clear my skin up and, you know, fix these issues that I'm having. So I started to experiment with my diet a little bit. Still wasn't crazy about it at first, you know, but I started playing around with it. Like, okay, maybe I could eat a little bit less of sugar, or maybe I could, you know, cut that out or add this more, try drinking a little bit of more water here, maybe get me a water bottle. You know, I just started playing around with stuff because I was like, this gotta go. Like, has to go. But that's what started it for me, was my skin issues. And me thinking, okay, and I was spending like so much money on like topical things and it wasn't working, like it wasn't helping. And I was like, it has to be something deeper. And like I said, I think a lot of it was, which I think fitness and health is managing your stress too. Yeah, I think it was stress. going through that breakup, transitioning from out to sea to living on my own. And then I was eating, like, I didn't have a really clean diet. I was just eating. I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Just like, I want this, I want that, and eat that. So finally I got sick and tired. That's what happened. I was like, this has to go. Like, I don't like this. So I started doing a lot of research, and YouTube. YouTube was like, it's internal. I was buying like vitamins and this, that, and that. And for a long time, things didn't work. I was a lot of trial and error. Like, a lot of things weren't working for me. But with time, I found what worked for me. Like, I was like, I wouldn't say vegan, but I was pretty much vegan for like a whole year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was a great experience. I'm not anymore, but it was really, really nice. I did it because I was like, maybe this will just clear my skin out, maybe this, that, and the third. And I won't lie to you, I was healthy. I liked how I felt. I liked, the gains I was getting from working out. Wow. I was eating like a lot of beans and stuff. Like, it made me like bigger. But yeah, that's where that came from. And then I had cut, like, now, eventually I found what works for me. I'm not plant-based, but I have a good balance. And I don't want to go back to feeling like how I felt before, or I don't want to go back to looking that way. So now I stick with the balance that I created for myself.
So your skin also cleared up with this diet change. Wow.
Like, this is probably the clearest my skin's ever been in my life. Like,
I've always serious?
Like, people would, I don't even, like, I think I have pictures, but I would never.
No, I gotta see some. No, I at least gotta see some.
I would never. Like, that is I cannot, because you would be like, that's not the same girl. Like,
nah, I want to see it. Like, and again, at some point, perhaps. But what? Like, that would be the last thing I would have expected about you. Like, the fact that what? So that's how it started. That's how your nutritional aspect started.
My skin. I was like, what is going on? And it wouldn't go. When I was in the military, it was bad in the military too. And I would always, like, I had this guy friend. I was always complaining to him about it. Your friends are going to try to make you feel better. He was like, you are beautiful. Like, just relax. But I was always stressed. And I feel like it has so much to do with that. The diet too, that's where it came from. But I think the stress. And like I said, I really do think that's a part of health and fitness too. Taking care of your mental, emotional well-being. So, yeah.
I want to go back a little bit to what you were, going back to the topic of the resistance and the strife you were dealing with when you started to have these changes, the nutritional and the fitness, mental and physical changes you were going through. If you can give us a little detail on it. I know you shared one story about the Wendy's incident. If you would want to share that on here as well. I just would love to know how people started to treat you, and how and is this still going on to this very day in terms of these health decisions you've had to make? In terms of the opposition, how is that looking for you today and now in terms of eating better and working out and taking better care of yourself? What pressures, or are you feeling any pressure or resistance in a sense against what you're doing?
Yes. Oh, it's a lot of pressure and it's a lot of resistance. It's still hard going out into society, because I feel like it's harder now than it was back then. People are getting more and more comfortable with just living how they live. And I don't judge anyone. Like, it's not from a judgment place, but it's like people are comfortable with eating. It's going out to eat, doing this, doing that. It's so normalized. So we'll talk about the Wendy's situation. Like, when I went to Wendy's, and you mentioned the bullying and stuff like that as an adult, in a form of sense, I felt like I was being bullied, because in that Wendy's situation, I wasn't being allowed to have my own opinion in that moment. My values weren't respected, and it just didn't sit well with me. So I'll reiterate the story. Like, we were working my drill weekend on the weekend, and I was avoiding them already. Let me just say that I was, how I said, planning ahead. I was already like in avoidance, because I knew that they were probably going to do that. I heard the chief. It was the chief and this other lady. I heard the chief saying, well, I'm going to get some lemonade from Wendy's after this. They're probably going to get something to eat too. And I already had eaten breakfast, preparing ahead. I had some oatmeal and stuff, because I knew around lunch, I didn't want to go out to eat again. So I was like, I'm going to eat breakfast. I'm going to prepare. And it held me over during that time when they wanted to go to Wendy's. But fast forward to going to Wendy's. So I was avoiding them, but my friend, she was like texting me. She was like, where you at? Where you at? So I was like, oh my God. So I probably should have said something then, but I was like, okay, I'm coming. So I was like, this is the moment. I feel like God like put me in a moment. Like, I'm never going to let you elevate until you learn how to speak up for yourself. So you're going to get in this car and you're going to tell them, I don't want it. Like, you need to have this moment so you can learn how to do this in the future, because it's probably not going to be the last time when I have to do that. You know what I mean? With somebody else, it could be anybody, but I needed to have the experience. So I was like, okay, I got to just face it. I'm just going to go face it. So I got in the car with them. We went to the drive-thru. I knew they were going to ask me. So she was like, what do you guys want to eat? So I was like on my phone, avoidant. I was like, I'm good. And when I said I'm good, they didn't say anything. Like, they were silent, like they didn't hear me. So I know they heard me. I was like, I'm good. So the other girl, she was like, what do you want? And she ordered, she was like, I want a McDouble, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just thinking, I don't want anything. And then the other girl, she ordered. And then the one in the driver's seat, she looked back at me and she was like, what you want? Like, with attitude. And I was like, oh, I'm good. I already ate. I'm not hungry. She was like, no, I said, what do you want? And then I was like, I said, I'm good. I'm not hungry. And she was like, no, you need to order something. What do you want? And then I was like, I'm not hungry. We went back and forth, just saying that, like, what do you want? And me saying I'm not hungry. And then she was like, you're not going to get nothing to drink or nothing. And I was like, I guess I could just get some water. And she was like, water? Why would you get water? Like, I like lemonade. I want this. I want that. And I was like, well, I'm just not going to get anything. Mind you, I didn't even get the water.
Oh.
But the girl on the passenger seat, she was like, yeah, I don't know why Kayleen is acting all. It just came off like she was trying to say that I was being funny, acting like bougie or something.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to order. And then the chief, she noticed that I was gonna stand my ground with it. So she was like, you get on my nerves. She was like, you get on my nerves. And you know why this bothered me so much? Because that chief always picks at me. Like, I don't think she likes me anyway. Like, she's always had like some sort of vendetta with me. Like, she'll find any reason to say something to me. One time she asked me why I never talked to her, like why I was so quiet. She's a very like attention type. You know, some people like they like have.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like in the room, she's telling the stories. Everybody's looking at the spotlight. Yeah, that's her. So you can get a vibe. You know when somebody doesn't really rock with you. So I already have that vibe. So she was like, you get on my nerves. And then I just laughed it off. What do you do in that situation? But yeah, that was a horrible situation for me. And at the same time, it was amazing. I was really proud of myself. I was really happy that I didn't order anything because I didn't want to. And like I was telling you, the two ladies, they're a little bit overweight. Like, they're not, and they're overweight. But the thing about it is they complain about it. Like, they were complaining about it the day before, that day, just complaining. So I feel like in that moment, they kind of knew that they probably shouldn't have been eating that either, especially if they say they were going on diets, and we have like a PRT coming up. We have a physical fitness test that we have to take in July. Yeah, so they supposed to be preparing for it. But I know the girl had already eaten out because we went together to go eat out at that seafood place. We had went together, and I know that chief had already eaten out. Like, she was telling us she went to go get this and that. So they probably knew deep down that they probably could have passed on it too, or like, had something a little bit healthier. But instead of taking that accountability and just dealing with their own choices, they decided to revert it onto me and be like, you're the weird one. You're the one doing something weird. Because why are you not ordering anything? Like, and I think it was more of like a guilty type of thing.
Yeah.
Because I had the discipline and I showed it and I portrayed it, and then they didn't have it. And that's what it was. Because I think my friend, like I told you, I feel like she wants to be healthy, but she fell to the peer pressure. Like, she didn't say no. Well, I don't think she wanted to, because when we were done with drill, I was hanging out with her. She was like, when there was nobody else around, she was like, well, Kaylina, what am I supposed to eat? Like, what are some healthy carbs? And she was like, what are some healthy carbs? What is this? What is that? Like, I need some guidance. And I was like, oh yeah, I can help you. Like, I already told you I'm gonna help you. Like, we went to the gym together a few times. I was like, if you have any questions, let me know. But in that moment, I feel like she fell to the peer pressure and I didn't. And like when nobody else was around, I could tell she was kind of not happy about it. She was like, yeah, I need to stop following this chief around and just doing what she does. And I was like, yeah, you need to stop. You need to stop. But yeah, that's what I have to deal with. Like I have to deal with just hearing the backlash and being told like I'm acting crazy because I don't want to eat something, or, it's kind of silly when I say it out loud, but it's the bigger picture of it, letting me have my own thoughts and letting me do what I want to do and live how I want to live. And, I just wish people would take their own accountability and like, instead of like, remember we were talking about perspective, instead of like lashing on me and trying to make it my fault, why don't you just say, hey, yeah, I want to eat healthy too. Just ask me for help or something. Perspective, the mindset on it, mind shift, instead of like making me a bad guy. I could be the best thing that ever happened to y'all. How do y'all not know that? We could collaborate. I could help you out. I could be a blessing sitting right in front of you.
Exactly. I love that. I love the story. That's why I had to get you to repeat it again. I know you put it on your YouTube channel, but I had to share it over here because I think it goes back to the bullying that we talked about. It goes back to that whole aspect of people reflecting, and we talked about this earlier too, reflecting their insecurities on who you are or who they're not. Actually, who they're not. It's like, or who they want to be, but they don't have this. They aren't portraying that, or they're not dealing with their own demons while you're dealing with yours. You're growing because leveling up your fitness is a part of growing. You know what I'm saying? But certain people who don't want to do that, they then have these things. They see those inspirations or aspirations in you, but they don't have them in themselves. So they try to deflect it by putting negative comments or negative things towards your way, or saying that you're this or you're acting like that, when in fact it's them the entire time.
Yeah, it really is.
And how do you deal with that today? Like what keeps you in your own head? What keeps you going in spite of all of that mess and all of that stuff you have to deal with? I'm not even sure if you're still dealing with this now. But what keeps you going? What keeps Kaylina going, even when she has people in her ears telling her, why are you doing this? The other day I was interviewing the other person that I had on here, and they were telling me that there's certain people that DM them, specifically men, that DM them, and they're just like, they knew them from high school or middle school, and they're like, I liked you better when you were thicker. Why are you running? Why you always doing cardio? You look so, and that was the woman I posted just the other day. Like she said, that's what those are the DMs she received. So what keeps you going? What will be maybe 3 things or so that keep you going and keeps the noise out of your head, out of your ears?
Well, the first thing that keeps me going is I'm a very spiritual person, and I know that I have a calling while I'm here. I know I have a purpose. I don't have something to do. And when you know that in yourself, eventually you get to a point to where you're not going to let anybody stop your purpose. Like it took time for me to get here. Like I would say right now, I'm in the best place in my life mentally than I've ever been, as far as dealing with outside noise and negativity and hate. I would say if somebody threw something my way right now, I'll be able to take it better than I would have ever been able to take it. And that's because I'm so sure who I am. I'm sure who I am. And a lot of people are not there. So I'm not saying a lot, but you'll be surprised how many people don't really even know who they are. And they don't know. Can you see me? Oh, yeah. Sorry. They don't know their purpose or what they want out of life. They're still kind of confused, but I'm not in that place. I know who I am. I know what I want, and I know what fulfills me. And that's number one. And for 2, I feel like I work too hard to allow others' opinions to slow me down. Like I work so hard in and out when nobody's watching me. I get up early in the morning, I go to the gym faithfully. I take it upon myself to eat well. I don't have anybody in my ear telling me to do this and do that. I have built that discipline from the ground up. So I just worked way too hard to let the opinion of somebody who really doesn't know me matter. You know what I mean? Like it can't matter because you don't know me. I built something that nobody can break down because I'm all I had. Like I spent so much time alone. I've had to do this research, read these books, listen to these podcasts, look online to learn what does this mean? What does that mean? I'm doing all of that. So Yeah, that's definitely number two. And I would say like the third thing that keeps me going is I really want to inspire people. Like I want to show people that you can do anything that you want to do. It doesn't matter where you've come from. It doesn't matter what you may not have, what you do have. You don't even have to be perfect right now, but you could start now.
Yeah.
And as you go, you'll learn and you'll get better. Like there's no better time than now to be that person that you want to be. And it took some time for me to get there too.
Yeah.
Like I used to be like a huge perfectionist, like,
Mm.
oh, I have to have this and that first before I can start a TikTok or do this. No, you're perfect as you are. And I think that's another thing that keeps me going every day is like, just I love the journey. I love what I do, and I love knowing that I impacted, even if it's like just one person. That makes my day. I already feel like, especially even you, like we've already made a difference. We've already done, like it's impacted somebody. Just even doing the interviews, like I've never had this experience, making a difference. That's special. That keeps me going too. It's like I've impacted people already. And there's probably people that watch me that I don't even know yet.
Yep.
Like, you never know who's watching or looking at you, looking up to you.
Up to you.
Yeah, that definitely keeps me going. It's like people look up to me, people that I don't even know yet. And there's people who need me that haven't met me yet. And imagine like how big this could be and how many people I could impact. But I do feel like I had to go through that Wendy's experience. I had to do that because I cut this part out of my YouTube video, but at the end of it, I was saying like, I feel like the Lord will put you, he'll have you wait for your blessings because he wants to prepare you for certain things. And, let's say I did have 1 million followers on YouTube right now. Like, would I have been ready for that if I didn't know how to authentically, just be myself or open up more? So this needed to happen. I needed this part of myself so that I could be authentic, so I could just truly be myself with my community that I'm going to build and not be sorry about it. So yeah, that keeps me going for sure. All three of those. So much more.
I love that. I completely love that. Now, and that's another reason why it really captivated me when you said this, when I was talking to you before I even asked you about the interview. And that was, you stated that you're in the moment of coming out of your shell. You're in the moment. This is the moment where you're doing all of this. You're expressing yourself more. You're coming out more. You're doing things like this more, like you just said. What do you think was the first thing that got you? Because you stated that, and I could have missed it. Maybe you stated it, but I want to make sure I capture it by asking the question specifically. You stated that in the military, they pushed you back into your shell. What moment, if there was a moment, or like you said, maybe it's just this continual process of now, but if there is a moment, what moment or where did you realize, yeah, I'm coming out of my shell? Like, where did you realize you were poking your head out? You know what I'm saying? Because now you're past poking your head out. But was there a moment where you literally realized you were going? Like, was that a moment?
Yes. I would say that was very recent though.
Okay.
I would say this is also new, like me just being confident and comfortable with being vulnerable. I would say probably especially with like my TikToks, I'm learning how to do things like how you were telling me to do stuff for me and the right people will find it, to just be genuine and show them what I genuinely do. Like I was like, it was hard for me to open up at first. Like the water thing that I did, like I literally drink that type of water in that water bottle. So I was like, let me just start sharing literally what I do. Yeah. Somebody might see it and be like, let me try mint, lemon, and this, So those are the moments where I noticed like, okay, I'm getting more comfortable. I'm opening up. I'm starting to show them because like I used to, like I love to post, but I was very guarded. Like I wasn't letting people see me. Like I wasn't doing that. It was like so structured. And I was like, I just need to relax. And I'm noticing that I'm getting better. And I was like, it's definitely my platforms that's making me notice. And my YouTube, the video that anybody else come and post that video, oh no.
Go check it out. Go check it out, y'all. Mm-hmm.
That's a big one. Like, but what was so good about it and what makes me feel so good is that I still don't care about the outcome. It was just the moment of being brave to let people know I have opinions. I have an opinion. I have a voice, and I do feel, and I feel the way about things. I have an opinion. And I think that's where the real success is going to come from. I feel like that's when people blow up, is when you show that you have a side to something, because people like to relate to you. They got to have a story to relate to. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. So you're peeking your head out now.
Yeah, it's very new.
It's very new.
It's very new.
See, it's new. It's newer than what I thought. I thought it was like it happened like a few months ago or something like that. You're literally, this is it. This is the peeking the head out.
Yeah, a few months ago, I've always been confident to post. Yeah. Like I said, it was that barrier. I was still, it wasn't fake, but it's still not 100% Kayleen. You know what I mean?
Because that water bottle TikTok you made, I saw it, and I was like, yo, it's different from the other ones. So I was like, that was like, is what I do. This is about to be just, look, I'm all things health and wellness. That's what I believe in. Working out is one part, but I love it all. I love the drinking right, the working out, the mental. And I really would love to eventually incorporate all that into what I do, because I genuinely care about all of it. And that's who I am. So I was like, I need to slowly start really making my brand about who I am, so people can see that. And when they build that trust with me, I don't switch up on them. They know what to expect from the beginning. You know, they know this is what I can expect from her. I can expect the right guidance. You know, I can expect nutritional tips. I can expect workouts. I haven't gotten to the point of how confident you are to just talk to the camera yet. I'm not there yet, but I'm gonna get there. I sweat every time I make a post. So like you're giving me too much hype, because one thing I like to say is that fear, the nervousness, the fear, all of those things, I don't really truly think they ever truly all the way leave. I think they just get quieter. I think they just, you could decide to let it rule you or not, and then it grows and it gets stronger, or it gets weaker. But I think it's always there. It's always this voice in my ear. And whenever I make a post, whenever I'm about to make a move, whenever I'm about to spend some money on a business or something, like an asset or something, like there's always this voice in my head that's like, what you doing? What are you doing? Like,
Yeah, like that, what if this happened? Yeah, I know what you mean. It's always that little tiny,
Exactly. It's just like, they're going to think, that's why I made a post this morning. I was like, don't make that post. Don't, they're going to think you, and that's me pretty much. I'm actually my biggest enemy. Like, in all honesty, it's my Abdullah Oblongata that is truly the most toxic aspect. It's crazy that we already have to deal with that people on the outside, but it's my freaking self I have to deal with the most, because I got to go to sleep with this. I gotta wake up with this. I gotta eat with this. I gotta take a shower with this. I gotta go to the restroom and poop with this. Like, it's like, I gotta, like, every single aspect of my life is myself that I'm taking with me. And so it's truly me that's the biggest enemy. But when you realize that, you can do something about it. Yeah. Like, truly, when you realize that yourself is the biggest enemy, you can do something about it. You can handle that. You can deal with the true enemy, which is ultimately yourself. And the other people or the things around you become so much more smaller when you realize that. So I'm glad you pointed these elements out. I'm glad you pointed the aspect of those things out. Like you said, as you're going throughout this journey, as this thing is happening right now, recently, with you in regards to all that you're doing. But I see it. You're asking me questions. She DMs me, y'all, sometimes. Or just the other day, you DM'd me. You just like, you ever had creator's block? You know what I'm saying? Just things like that. I see you fighting. I see you coming out. I see you literally pushing to get out of your shell. You're pushing. You're kicking. Like, you breaking the shell. The shell is cracking. So, you know what I'm saying? A dog I don't know what's going to come out of that shell by the time. It's just like, but I see it. And so it's very exciting. And again, I'm glad to be in the stage of seeing it. I could have caught you after, I could have caught you before, but I'm catching you in this moment, which is amazing, absolutely amazing and unique. I don't think I've ever interviewed anybody that's been where you are.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Where you're just in this period right here where you're getting out of that shell. Going forth in regards to your content, you just mentioned this just now, and we just talked about it in terms of your post with the water. Is there anything that you would want your audience or people who may be watching this now who want to follow you? Is there anything new that's coming up or anything, any new content and things of that nature? What can people expect going forth in terms of your content and your platform in regards to, following you and things of that nature? What can they expect? What new content can they expect?
I really want to start posting more tips, like things that have helped me. Like, you know how they say, find your target audience. I think I think I have a direction of who. At first, I wasn't sure about my target audience. I just knew I liked fitness and I wanted to attract my same niche. But I think I really want to lean in on people who might be beginning and not know where to start, who might have questions. And if people who are experienced come across my page and they didn't know something, that's a bonus. But I think I want to hone in on like giving tips and just ways to deal with like barriers and, the things that we discussed today, just everything, starting your fitness journey, what to do. I want to make it deeper. I know you got to do the trends and stuff to get seen, which is fine. Trending here and there. But I really want to start making a lot of original content and just sharing what's worked for me, what's still working for me, how I achieved, the look, how I continue to maintain it, how I deal with dark times because I don't always feel like working out. I just want to let people know there's a whole nother side to it, and I want to help them stay consistent with it and stick with their fitness journey. Like I really do want to help people do that.
I love it. 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 That is amazing. And I think it's nice that you have a trajectory of where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? You have a mindset, or you have a form of a vision or visual what you see in regards to your content. And I see authenticity. Where everything you just said sounds like authenticity. It sounds like something that you want people to truly you want people to truly see who you are, who Kaylina is. Inside and outside of the gym, the fact that it's not something that it's not always peaches and cream.
Exactly.
I love that. In regards to your content, I always ask this question closing out to whenever I'm referring to someone's content. If this was your last day, this was your last piece of content, me and you, in regards to what the interview and things of that nature, and this is your last day on Earth, you were going to get abducted by aliens or you're about to die or something, and you weren't going to post anymore, what would you want people to take from your content? What if someone was scrolling on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram and they came across Kaylina's content? What would be the main thing or main point you would want them to take from any piece of your content?
You mean like the stuff I've already posted?
Exactly, or the stuff that you will.
Like before I got abducted.
Exactly. Yeah.
I would want them to go to my page and say, "Wow, this girl was really committed. She was really disciplined. She really had a passion for helping others. She really cared about her community." Like they going through my comments saying, "Well, she really engages. She really has concern. She's passionate. She cares." I just want people to see me as someone they could have trusted, someone they could have asked a question and I would have had the answer. Someone who I want them to see the sweet side of me too, like they can talk to me about their fitness issues. I just want them to come to my page and feel a sense of, wow, this girl was sweet, dedicated, she was committed, she was strong. I want them to know that I was strong, like not just physically, like mentally, because that's my life, like that's the truth. And I want people to know that, like, I put up a fight to get here, and there may be somebody going through a fight or who needs to see that it's possible. And I didn't have anybody pushing me either. That's another thing, is like, I was really by myself, been by myself doing this. And you know, people come to me and ask me about fitness and stuff. I didn't have anybody to ask. Like, I've been on my own. So I just want to be that light for somebody who may not have nobody to turn to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want them to see me as strong and helpful and generous and caring. All of the above.
No, and I have no doubt that they will see just that. I have no doubt. Like the person that I'm knowing you to be, the character that I see and hear, I truly do believe that without a doubt will be exactly what they see, plus more, you know, all the above. So I completely agree with you. In regards to platforms that you're on, you know, there's somebody that probably is watching this right now. They didn't watch this almost 2-hour video interview, and and they're at the point now to where they're like, man, I want to follow her. I want to hit her up. Maybe I want to follow more of her content. Where can they find you? Where are you on your YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat? Where are you? And then of those platforms, which one can they reach you the easiest on to reach out?
Okay, so I would definitely say to reach me the easiest, I would say my Instagram as far as reaching me. And then as far as like going to learn from me, I would definitely say my TikTok and my YouTube. So my Instagram, I check my DMs and stuff, but I'm not really posting on there. But all of my names on there are Kaylina Gillis. It's the same on every single platform. But like my YouTube, if you want to learn about deeply dive into the workouts on a more, you know, deeper educational level, definitely my YouTube. TikTok, if you want quick tips, you know, if you need something spur of the moment, like really fast, definitely TikTok. I'm about to really hone in on my TikTok, probably a little bit more than my YouTube, to be honest. I'm still going to commit to the YouTube, you know, once a week, probably a longer, really detailed video. But as far as like my pure focus, you know, TikTok is booming right now. So
yeah,
that organic reach, and I just don't want to miss the opportunity. So I'm about to really get into the TikTok. So you definitely can find me on there. And as far as like reaching me to talk, I would say Instagram, because I would definitely say Instagram because I check my DMs. Like that's the first place I'll go check a message.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can miss like the TikTok messages, but I'll see Instagram.
All right, cool. And I can vouch for y'all. She definitely does respond pretty fast. There's been moments where, like I said, you'll be sitting right there and there'll be red, you know, so she responds. But I appreciate you so much, Kaylina. Like this was a long time coming. We've been waiting for this.
I know. I love it. I love it. It was nice.
It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Again, seeing you in the stage, I literally just learned this. You being in the stage of coming out of your shell. Like this is the moment where you're peaking out. I had not known that. But to know that and that I captured this on my interview, on my channel, someone coming out of their shell for the, like, you know, first time. Absolutely amazing. I thank you so much for the opportunity.
No, I love it. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity. And you were right. It's honestly really nice to just be able to speak and express yourself, and it flows so naturally. Like some of the things I said, I didn't even know I felt that way. I was like, oh, I do feel this way about that. Like you brought some awareness to some things for me. So that was really nice as well. Yeah, this is nice. And it's awesome because it lets me know that I'm on the right track with my life. I feel like when you're moving in your purpose, you know, the right people, the right places and things are going to naturally find you and give you the experiences that you need to have. So this is definitely gave me more hope. It feels right. I think I'm on the right track. So thank you.
Absolutely, man. To hear that, I mean, it's just like I said, you about to maybe you want to do part 2? We about to do part 2 if you don't quit playing. Like seriously, I get so hyped hearing this. And to know that it's benefiting you already before we even stop in the recording is dope. Thank you guys so much, man, for if you stayed this long and watched this long, thank you so much for tuning in and just allowing me and Kaylina to just really truly dive in and share with you guys her story, her background, where she's from, and the journey and how it transversed into her fitness journey, and sharing the things and being transparent with us, Kaylina. Thank you so much for that. I know somebody that's listening to this right now will benefit from something you said. And so I hope that you guys will definitely show us some love, man. And if you're my followers, y'all already know what to do. Head over there and show us some love, man. Make sure you like all of her stuff. Follow her on everything. Make sure that you show her support. Let her know that y'all truly enjoyed this. As well as make sure that you continue to. Oh, also, I'm sorry. Let me wind back. All of her stuff will be in the description. So let me make sure, let them know that too. So all of your links, I'll have you send me all that, but I'll post everything down there in the link, so you ain't got to go back and try to, learn how to spell her name and things like that. But with that said too, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. Comment below again if you want to join. Hit me up in the DMs if you want to share your story. Again, people like Kaylina is stepping out. They're literally saying that they want to showcase and share their journey with you guys, so that you all can grow from what they've learned. Also, make sure that you hit me up if you want some personal training as well. Also join my email list, because as always, I send out free reports every week, as well as other free content, as well as affiliate fitness products that I also promote. So make sure you hit me up there if you want to level up your fitness. Subscribe to my email list. But with that said, Kaylina, I'm gonna let you close this out.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you took something from what I said, even if it's just one thing. And be sure to follow me on my socials so we can connect and get to know each other. And I hope to be of a positive impact to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you. And until next time, y'all. Peace.